the weather. It unites everyone in the UK. We complain when it's too wet, too cold, or too hot. Lately, torrential downpours and scorching heat waves are becoming the new normal. So, is this just classic British weather, or are we witnessing something new? Let's find out. In recent years, the UK has been battered by relentless extreme weather. The winter floods of 2019 to 2020 saw storms Ciara, Dennis and Jorge dump record rain, flooding towns and farmland for weeks. The summer of 2022 brought the UK's first ever 40°C temperatures. Roads melted, wildfires raged, and emergency services were stretched to the limit. Our infrastructure simply isn't built for this. Rainfall patterns are shifting. Longer dry spells, then sudden, intense downpours that trigger flash floods. From Yorkshire's valleys to Surrey's scorched heathlands, the whole country is feeling the effects. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a new, unsettling pattern. Storm Arwen in 2021 brought hurricane-force winds, leaving nearly 1 million homes without power and felling millions of trees. Each storm, flood, and heatwave is more evidence that our weather is fundamentally changing. The once-in-a-lifetime events our grandparents described now seem to happen every few years. We're being forced to redefine what's normal. The UK's weather is no longer just unpredictable, it's becoming extreme. While today's weather feels unprecedented, the UK has a long history of dramatic climate events. The Great Frost of 1683 to 84 froze the Thames for 2 months, an era of frost fairs, but also hardship and food shortages. The Bristol Channel flood of 1607, possibly a tsunami, swept away villages and claimed thousands of lives. Our coastlines have always been vulnerable to the sea's power. The Great Storm of 1703, a hurricane-force tempest, flattened buildings, sank Royal Navy ships, and killed thousands. Daniel Defoe chronicled its devastation, calling it a storm that destroyed everything in its path. These events show wild weather isn't new for Britain. Our island has always been a battleground for competing weather systems. Diaries and records provide a vital baseline for comparison. The key question: are these events becoming more frequent and intense? And if so, why? History gives us context, but today's patterns demand new answers. The Great Storm of 1703 stands as a benchmark for British weather extremes. It was an extratropical cyclone of unimaginable ferocity, with winds described as thunderous. Chimneys collapsed, roofs were torn off, and the Eddystone lighthouse was swept away. The Royal Navy lost 15 warships and over 1,500 sailors in a single night. Forests were flattened, and the landscape was redrawn. Daniel Defoe estimated thousands of oaks were uprooted in the New Forest alone. The storm's devastation took years to recover from. When we compare modern storms to 1703, we see that extreme weather is not new, but are such events becoming more common? The real question is, our warming world making these historic scale storms more likely? So what's behind these shifts? The answer: climate change. Burning fossil fuels and deforestation have released greenhouse gases, trapping heat and raising global temperatures. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, about 7% more per degree Celsius, fueling heavier downpours and more energetic storms. It's not that it rains more often, but when it does, it rains harder. The jet stream, which steers our weather, is also being disrupted by a warming Arctic, leading to stuck patterns, prolonged heat waves or relentless rain. Natural cycles like volcanic eruptions and El Niño still play a role, but they can't explain the rapid, dramatic changes we're seeing. The scientific consensus is clear. Human-driven warming is loading the dice for extreme weather. The UK's weather is being supercharged. We're not just seeing more of the same, we're seeing the rules rewritten. The climate system is changing, and so is our weather. Extreme weather isn't just statistics, it's personal. Floods destroy homes, treasured possessions, and peace of mind, leaving families in limbo for months. The mental health toll is immense, with anxiety and stress lingering long after the waters recede. Heat waves threaten the elderly and vulnerable, and our buildings trap heat, turning homes and hospitals into ovens. The 2022 heatwave caused excess deaths, a stark reminder that extreme heat is deadly. Storms and floods disrupt transport, close schools, and break supply chains, costing billions. The most vulnerable communities are hit hardest, those in flood-prone areas or poorly insulated homes. Extreme weather is deepening social inequalities. The ripple effects of a single storm can last for months. As our weather grows more volatile, the human cost rises. The UK's wildlife is on the front line of our changing weather. Migratory birds now arrive out of sync with insect hatches, leading to starving chicks and declining populations. Floods wash away ground-nesting birds' eggs and inundate water vole burrows. Droughts dry up ponds and chalk streams, threatening amphibians and rare fish. Heat waves spark wildfires, destroying habitats and killing animals directly. Rivers heat up, reducing oxygen and causing fish kills. Warmer seas disrupt marine food webs, affecting everything from plankton to puffins. Some species, like egrets, are moving in, but this puts pressure on native wildlife. The web of life is being stretched and strained. Our natural world is being thrown out of tune, and we risk losing its most precious notes. Is history repeating, or is this something new? The UK has always faced extreme weather, floods, storms, freezes. But the difference now is frequency and pattern. Once-in-a-century events now happen within a decade. The relentless succession of extremes is what feels new. The baseline has shifted. In the past, storms occurred in a stable climate. Today, they're happening against a backdrop of rapid warming. We're not just observers, we're influencing the system. The 2022 heatwave would have been virtually impossible without human-driven climate change. We're experiencing old weather types, but amplified and accelerated. It's like a familiar play with a new, unpredictable director. The past is only a partial guide to the future we're creating. We can't just hope for the best, we must adapt. Nationally, we need robust flood defences and nature-based solutions, like restoring wetlands and planting trees. Our energy and transport networks must be upgraded for higher winds and hotter temperatures. Communities can build resilience with local emergency plans and by checking on vulnerable neighbours. Green spaces and sustainable drainage help mitigate both heat and heavy rain. As individuals, prepare flood kits, stay hydrated in heat waves, and pay attention to weather warnings. Make homes more resilient. Install water butts, plant drought-resistant gardens. But adaptation isn't enough. We must tackle climate change at its root. Transition to renewables, improve energy efficiency, and adopt sustainable lifestyles. The weather of the future isn't written yet. Our choices today will shape whether we face chaos or stability. The sky is telling us a story. It's time we listened.